Hello, welcome everyone to the Cliff Diver's Edge, where we help you tear down the overgrowing weeds in your life, discovering your truest path and purpose so you can joyously leap into your purpose and passion. Ultimate goal is just to help sad people become passionately happy. I help them tear down the overgrown weeds that have plagued their life to discovering their truest path and purpose so they can joyously dive into their glowing passion in 30 days. This is a great YouTube channel and podcast. The Cliff Diver's Edge is just all about finding your passion and purpose for people looking to take one step towards having a reason, finding and doing what you love, waking up with zest and a reason, and radiating the world with your true light. Every episode answers a lot of different questions that men and women, husbands, fathers, wives, mothers, and all single people have about fears, worry, depression, no purpose, hate your job, inner rut, and so much more. Each episode is filled with a practical strategy you can use right away in your day to celebrate you and see it dramatically increase your inner winner. Some say it takes years to find your purpose. Some say it's you're lucky, or maybe one day you find a true passion in life. One day, right? Well, today I'm here to show you and tell you about my Insta Iki. And that's the title of this video here for today, Insta Iki. It's been my process for over a decade in my Cliff Diver's Edge Academy. Right here. I've taught hundreds of individuals and organizations how to zero in on their truest, most passionate meaning in life, going from a once cloudy, murky hurricane of confusion to horse racing, blinders on, full tilt, zing, adore, zeal, ear to ear smiling in and throughout life, all within the time it takes you to write out your loves on this single piece of paper that we're going to be doing today. Ikigai. So let's cover a little bit about Ikigai. Can be understood as an encompassing meaning, motivation, and outlines your values in life. The performance and enjoyment of an activity and our life's purpose are all Ikigai, arising from a deep awareness of our deepest connection to give, support, nourish all those around us. To go to sleep feeling like we've helped improve the world in the best way we can. Just not working long hours to pay the mortgage or pay the bills or your children's college and pay for 2 cars in the garage. Let's take a closer look at unearthing, unveiling your own beautiful Ikigai. Iki in Japanese means life, and gai describes value or worth. There are 4 parts to developing your Ikigai. So let's cover those and outline those really quick here in the Cliff Diver's Edge. Number 1, do what you love. Well, that's more easier said than done, right? What did you enjoy doing as a child or in your early adult years? What do you do now in your spare time that makes you happy? Number 2, do what you're good at. Do you know your strengths and your skills, and what are they? What do people ask you to help them with? Number 3, do something the world needs. What and who inspires you? What makes you annoyed or frustrated? Number 4, do something you can get paid for. What services or products could you sell? What would people pay you for? What job could you do that lights up your day? You're smiling and you forget about the time, but you're like, wow, I'm actually doing this and making money from that. Today in this lesson, we're only going to be honing in on 1 and 2. What do you love and what are you good at? And that's it. Don't skip ahead. Don't think about step 2, 3, or 4. Concentration on 1 and 2. This is a building of a rock-solid foundation of steel and cement, not sand and mud that's built on a beach or an ocean that's just going to wash away, right? Do you know how steel is forged? Day in and day out, fire. What about the opposite? When we talk about sandcastles in the beach, it's quickly thrown together, no discipline, no habits, no strong foundation to support it, and it's washed away in minutes when a tide comes crashing in. Completely gone the next morning, right? With no evidence. And this is ultimately the recipe of life, building a nice, huge, strong steel foundation. It's a fact that we all get older when we develop more loves and passions. When we're kids, perhaps we loved one thing like basketball or drawing. But as the years started layering, there is new relationships, there's new schools, there's new books. We start driving, so there's new cars, there's vehicles. We graduate, so then there's new jobs and careers and bills and all types of things. And then we get into buying a house, and now we have insurance and responsibility. Then we have summer vacations and travel and so on and so on and so on. And so you get what I'm coming from when we say, how come I'm so confused? And how come I have so much of this hurricane of confusion that we have to get through? It's a deep understanding that I think we forget a lot of when we're adults, right? We're saying like, how come I was so focused when I was in college? Well, when we're college, we're 18 years old, so maybe you had one or two hobbies, right? You didn't have to pay for the house, you didn't have car bills, you lived at mom and dad's house, so all the bills were taken care of. So you had this free-going man or woman that you were having fun and focusing on whatever you were going to college for, right? But then as we get into a new relationship, then as we get a new car, as we get a new job, see all these things keep adding on. And same thing with life. When we're 30 or 40, we might say we have one or two hobbies. Then when we're a little older, we try something new like bike riding or surfing or knitting or sewing, and now that passion takes over for the next few months. So that's added on. So we have this whole layering process that gets us confused and blown away by this hurricane, right? That a lot of people say, well, I have ADHD. Well, we have to sort of make sure we're careful with our labels and sort of understand how our life progresses when we're 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and how that staggering aspect of life really affects us. So many of my clients come to me feeling overwhelmed, confused, uncertain of their lives and their natural life's gifts. I want to say it's okay and it's natural. Life keeps laying upon us all of these blessings year after year, and it's natural that as these layers keep piling up, we get more and more lost and blurred in the hurricane, filled with 30 to 50 years of your possessions, your imaginations, your creativity, and a giant hurricane blazing at you as you look closely and you see all the things that you're confused with, right? Your houses, 8 to 10 years of all your vehicles, your families, your friends, your memories, your first job, your second job, your third job, your fourth job, all your trinkets, all your companies, your monies, your investments, your vacations. And then you realize, wait. Right, wait 1 second. This hurricane is me and my typhoon of my life whirling around me. So today we're going to be just lasering in on number 1 and number 2, step number 1 and number 2 of the Ikigai. Sort of really get away from the confusion, but also horse racing blinders on, laser in on some focus, for today. Today in this Insta Iki, and that's what I call this in the Cliff Diver's ads, Insta Iki, because we're going to take apart some instant action steps for you. We're going to be focusing on love and let our heart open. A few years back, I got sick of paying $16 for every stitch and tailoring need for my dress shirts, my pants, my jackets, my shorts, and I sometimes had to wait like 3 weeks just to get it back. And I often didn't like the outcome. And I thought, wait a second. I can do a hell of a lot better job myself. Or the seamstress couldn't work with the material, so my vision couldn't be like attended to with the clothes that I purchased and I wanted to wear and tailor them to my fit. So I bought a sewing machine and started sewing. It came really natural to me, and I started cutting and tailoring shirts, shorts, pants, handbags, backpacks, and all cool stuff. First, I liked that I put my own creation and vision into my clothes. Second, I felt so proud that I actually did this. Um, I made this baggy, ugly shirt into a fitted, beautiful shirt that accentuates my male body. I remember working on pants and jackets and curtains for my families and friends for free, just because you're in it and you enjoy it, right? And I did that to the wee hours of the night. And that right there is Ikigai, honing in on something, a spark, so little that ignites you and you force yourself to do it every single day. One of the best things you can do is to take the time to reflect on your passions. Just like me in sewing, I never knew. I mean, 30 years ago, I was like, do I like sewing and making shirts and shorts and making them look better and stuff? Fascinating. So one of the best things to do is just reflect on your own passions. What activities or pursuits make you come alive? Get your skin tingling and keep you up at night full of adrenaline. Write them down or write them in the comments down below. We love hearing as far as this community and the Cliff Diver's Edge. With everyone just networking and working together, so we could uplift each other. So write in the comments some of your passions, some of the things that you've neglected yourself on the last few years, right? And some of the things that you would like to get back into. It makes your skin tingle and you're up with adrenaline. What are the things that you love to do, even when you are not paid for them? That's a great question right there. What do I love to do with? I'm not even paid to do it. What are the things you did as a child with your mom and dad that lit you up and made you smile? Identify the passions that ignite your enthusiasm. And so we begin this Insta Ikigai, or I call the Cliff Diver's Edge Insta Iki. Take out a cardboard sheet of paper so you can prop it up on your desk at night when you go to bed. So that's great. So if you have a little shelf or a little like music stand where you can prop up your list. So what you want to do is prop up a list so you have it when you wake up in the morning. So when you go to bed, just start writing down your list. And start writing down all your loves, your hobbies, your enjoyments, and keep writing and let your spirit free. I remember I was doing this and I redid it, I believe last year, and I had like a yellow cardboard sheet of paper, I had a blue cardboard sheet of paper, I had like a white one, but I wrote with different like orange markers. So I think it's so amazing when we go to bed and we're doing things, but we wake up in the morning and you go right to your Insta Iki, right? So if you have to get to work at 7 in the morning or 8 in the morning, or if you have to get the kids to school at 6 or 7, right? You wake up and you automatically, your eyes go to what you love, right? You don't have to take action on those quite yet, but at least that list is in front of you, okay? So your loves, your hobbies, your enjoyments, and just let your spirit and you just go free and let it all out and keep writing. Once finished, we want to prop this up so we can look at it the first thing in the morning and the last thing at night. And then we're going to get to a point where we're writing. We have these sheets. If you have like a little side table, a little end table, Or if we have a music stand is perfect because we could put it by our bed. I know a lot of us have those high beds with the high mattresses. So your a music stand is right there, and we're just writing what I love to do, what I love to do. And we go through everything. It could be a hobby, it could be cooking, it could be some of the things you did as a child, some of the things your mom and dad did, or it could be bike riding. So whatever it is, just keep writing. Maybe you have little different columns for different sections of life. Let's go to nature. Have you ever wondered how 9 billion people on this planet have each their own natural gifts and the things that they're natural at? It's quite amazing, right? Math, throwing a football, sewing, cooking food, calming one down when they are frustrated or upset, being funny and the center of attention. 9 billion natural gifts, all playing on this earthly existence plane. Fascinating. Did you shake out your hand? Do you have enough pens for all this ink that you're going to pour onto this paper? Make sure you keep writing. Grab different markers, different pens, different highlighters. I want you to assess your loves, talents, and skills. What are you natural gifted with? What skills and talents do you possess that come easily to you? These abilities can often point towards your strengths and brings you confidence and self-esteem and really makes you like proud of yourself. I love that, building up self-esteem. As you're writing, think about these things that propel your spirit, okay? Creativity, whether it's in art, writing, or acting or music. Empathy, deeply understanding, connecting with emotions and experience of others. How about musical talents? Music talents. Playing musical instruments, composing music, or singing beautifully. Leadership skills. Inspiring and guiding others. Has that often come natural to you? Often with charisma and confidence? Artistic aptitude. Drawing, painting, sculpting, or other artistic forms. Hands on physical. Are you good with fixing electronics, woodwork, fixing cars, yard work, machinery? So keep writing, right? As we go through some of these categories and passions of everyone's life, maybe something triggered you to say, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. So keep writing. Keep writing in today's session for the Cliff Diver's Edge. Now, a good thing to do is perhaps all the way to the right, put a line and separate all your dislikes too. A lot of people say that you can't know what you want until you get clear of what are the things you don't want. And I've heard that in a lot of different industries with like businesses and relationships, right? Where you're looking for that significant other and you're looking for that perfect man in your life, right? And you say, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. And then you attract something that's totally opposite. So I'm all about writing what you don't want. So put a line on some of those papers and those cardboard sheets as well, and write out what I don't want, right? What I don't like. What are the things that get you upset and mad and frustrated? Keep writing like all your pet peeves, your dislikes, and the things you hate doing in a separate section. Now going back to natural gifts. Athletic ability. Some excel in sports and physical activities, often with a combination of strengths, speed, coordination. So, are you athletic or you on the opposite, uncoordinated? How about problem solving, where you can easily solve challenges with a clear, logical, and innovative mindset? Are you good with intuition? Do you have a strong gut feeling or intuition that guides people effectively in decision making? Technical proficiency, using computers, gadgets, complex technologies, and software. Are you good at teaching and mentorship? Some are naturally flowing with knowledge and inspiring growth so they can teach others. How about organizational skills? Do you excel in creating order and efficiency, whether in person or a professional setting? Put a small group together and naturally a leader emerges. Are you compassionate? These generally care for the well being of others and are often engaged in acts of kindness and support. Do you have like a curiosity for science and possess like the things for the natural world or scientific pursuits on stars, moons, planets, solar system, galaxies, the pyramids, and things like that? Are you good mathematically skills with math prodigies, grasp complex mathematical concepts and solve problems with ease? Are you good in the kitchen? Culinary skills. Gifted cooks and chefs have a talent for creating delicious and appealing dishes naturally in the kitchen. And there are also a lot of caring cooks out there too, because they love giving back to others and seeing how their food brings a smile to people's faces. All right, so brightening the world with their food and their culinary skills. Dancing. Are you a good dancer? Exceptional dancers display grace, coordination, and a deep understanding of movement. Are you great at sales and persuasion? Persuasive individuals can sell products or ideas effectively, even through strong communication charisma. Are you good with gardening, or do you have like a green thumb for growing plants, flowers, maintaining beautiful gardens? How about mechanical aptitude? Those with a knack of mechanical can repair, build mechanical devices with skill and precision. Lawnmowers, cars, heaters, AC units, engines, cell phones, things like that. Do you have a love for photography? Gifted photographers have an eye for capturing visually stunning and meaningful images and are good with lenses and lighting. Natural light bringing out radiance in a simple object. So that was a list of over 22 natural gifts. And I know there's a whole cornucopia of talents that broaden souls and are a lot of people are gifted with. So keep writing. What do I love? What makes me sing? What do I get a rush from? So what did you write down? What did you write down? What are some of the comments? And if you have a time, write down below in the comments in the group here. What did you write down? Some of your passions, some of your hobbies, and some of the 22 lists that may have hit home for you. Right? What activities keep you up at night, even when you only got 3 hours of sleep? That's what we're looking for, right? I know a lot of clients can't get sleep, and I'll cover this in later chapters on how to use and put to use your Insta Iki when this occurs at night, when we have that insomnia and we're up. So check out that video in the Cliff Divers Edge community. Now, if you'd like to tap into more flow, you can always analyze your life experiences to help outpour more of your loves in life. Reflect on your experiences, your moments in life that had a significant impact on you. These events can often insight into your Ikigai, what truly matters to you. Educational milestones, achieving academic success, or overcoming educational challenges can instill value related to your knowledge. We're going to focus on career achievements, landing a dream job, receiving a promotion, or overcoming professional obstacles can shape values such as ambition, dedication, and career growth. So jot those down and what's coming up for those on those. A personal loss can drive Ikigai as well. Coping with the loss of a loved one can lead to a deep appreciation for family, love, community, and the fragility of life. Volunteer work. Engaging in volunteering activities or charity work can foster values of a true love and passion and community involvement. Health challenges. Did you battle any young health challenges? Those can also lead to catapulting and springboarding yourself to your resilience, your well-being, and a focus on health and self-care. reflect on past relationships. Successful and challenging relationships can influence values related to love, trust, loyalty, and empathy. And perhaps that drives home with you as far as some of the challenges in your relationships and growing in that into something you do every day and you're passionate about. And then 30 or 60 days from now, you're getting paid to do that. What about parenting? Parenting is a big subject that is often avoided, right? Becoming a parent can instill values centered on responsibilities, communication, struggles, challenges, nurturing, and importance of family. Um, uh, for parenting. What about adventures and achieving goals? Setting and achieving personal goals or embarking on adventurous journeys can foster value of ambition, self-discovery, and a self of accomplishment. Acts of kindness. Have you ever witnessed act of kindness? And there's a few YouTube channels out there that are focused on these really cute, cool, out of the blue acts of kindness, right? They're unexpected surprises. So maybe that inspires you. Witnessing and experiencing acts of kindness and generosity can reinforce values related to compassion, giving, and empathy. So maybe that triggers some things for you. What about natural disasters? Like living through a natural disaster can lead to a value of resilience, community support, and an environment of stewardship. So maybe that was part of your life when you were a child, right? That natural disaster and overcoming those odds and rebuilding your family and your wealth. So no matter what happens, right, you are totally invested and have no worries. That. So this section of life experience seems to help bring out more and more meaning to why we do the things we love. So if you need to cover that, I know I read through them pretty quickly of all those. Those were bullet points on what brings out like meaning to people instead of just writing out, well, oh, what are you good on your hobbies? We talked about natural disasters. We talked about parenting. We talked about past relationships. I talked about a lot of things in that list. So rewind the video if you'd like. The true whys and the true meanings that shape a lot of our lives. A lot of people are triggered and motivated by this to do more. Right, so I'm glad I added that section into this video instead of just writing out your passions and hobbies. We're going to go into step 2 in the next phase of this video. So next, take out your cardboard posters and your paper and start going through all the similar loves together. So for instance, writing music will go with writing screenplays and developing characters. Hiking will go with like camping. Teaching other skills would go with designing curriculum. Sewing will go in with like knitting, and perhaps things that make you happy or you want to use your hands, like pottery. The goal here is to take a huge list that you made that you are just writing out, and we covered all the hobbies, we covered all the lists that you could pull from. Then we also covered like meanings, right, that we had to overcome on there. So what we want to do is take our huge list and make 5 to 7 love frames that will have 4 similar things you love in each of them. So once again, we're going to take our huge lists. We're going to compile 5 to 7 love frames. So you want to put a big circle, you want to put a big square, and then put what you wrote in there, whatever is similar. Right? If you like fixing things, lawnmowers and weed whackers and cars and engines and stuff, so all of that would go together. If you're a musician and you found yourself writing things on music and writing and creative, but you also like, singing or singing the music, put it all together. Okay, so notice what we're doing here. We have a huge list in which we are covering earlier. We have this huge whirlwind of like a typhoon of confusion. So in this instant Ikigai, we're going to be taking this huge list of overwhelming confusion and foggy and murky, right? The hurricane. And we're going to, I was going to say subject, we're going to bring it down to 5 to 7 love frames. And then encasing in each of those is going to be 4 to 5 similar loves, getting more defined and specific, going from confusion to now detailing the confusion. Yoga will go with exercise and working out, CrossFit and kickboxing. It's said that if we participate in a similar love, hobby, or activity, emotionally, you are rewarded for that group. Isn't that pretty cool? So, once again, if we take this huge list and we compile it into 4 or 5 small love frames, if we just do one of those love frames a day, or, when we're doing that, we have emotionally filled us and rewarded ourselves for doing that group. And the key to remembering this is because a lot of people think if they do one love, they are neglecting the others. So maybe working on a car, but you're thinking, well, I like to work on like cell phones and fix things and stuff like that too. So you're not neglecting that, and emotionally what you'll find is that in fact it's the stimulus in you're still received and fulfilled in doing one of those passions or hobbies inside your love list. If your number one is cooking food for the poor and you volunteered and helped the homeless or bought clothes for the unfortunately, you will emotionally feel fulfilled because it's in your group for your love frame. And likewise, if your group is designing dresses and sewing and buying fabric and knitting and doing pattern designs, doing just one of those activities, subconsciously you will feel rewarded for the entire love frame. Pretty cool, huh? Next, get another cardboard paper out and create your 5 to 7 love frames. But on this paper, put them in order from number 1 being the highest to a 6 or 7 being lower on the enjoyment list. Aha! You see what we're doing here. You are smart. Your hurricane was huge and overflowing and confusing. And now we've scaled that to 5 to 6 love frames. Now we scaled them in order. So scaling down to the very low part of the funnel, details, groups, specifics, and ranked in order. And you thought that the hurricane was just a mess and a wrecking ball. So we took the hurricane of confusion, we dialed down to 5 to 7 love frames. Then we took out some different cardboard pieces of paper, and inside those love frames, we rank those from the highest, the most joyous ones that bring a real radiance and a smile to your face, to the least. The 5 or 6 on that list is a little farther down there. What next? We put together a big list of your loves with a side section of your dislikes and hates. We added your life experiences to help outpour more of your loves, lives, and designed by triggers and motivators instead of just writing out like hobbies and passions, right? I know a lot of people, a lot of other videos, right, when they're covering Ikigai will say, write out your hobbies and passions. What do I like? What do I like? But these indicators that we've gone through are some of the things and the challenges we've seen our parents go through, or like we said, like like a national disaster or something, right, that you had to overcome. Triggers us in so many different ways to support the next generation. So we grouped your list of 100 or so into 5 to 7 love frames that encase 4 to 5 similar love activities. Then we ranked those love frames in order from 1 to 6, so highest to lowest in zest and radiance. Now, are you ready for your Insta Iki? A lot of you probably fast forward to this part of the video, so we'll get into Insta Iki. Here's the magic of Insta Iki. Ikigai, right? At night, before you sleep, you are to pick one and only one of your loves and commit to 10 minutes of doing it instantly upon waking. So have your notes and your music stand right by your bed. You have everything written out. Now you're only going to pick one of your loves, and you're going to commit to as soon as you wake up because it's right in front of you. You are going to do and take action on that task and passion for 10 minutes without checking your phone, without checking your emails, without rushing to make your coffee, to checking your phone, to getting the kids up for school. So the very first 10 minutes is this process called Insta Iki. Instant. 10 minutes focused on the one thing that you love and have passions for. Okay? Don't think about it. Don't contemplate it. Take action. Fully emerge in with no distractions and focus on you, right? One of my loves in health is exercise, right? One of mine is always health and exercise and fitness and working out. And Zig Ziglar years ago said to put a mini trampoline next to your bed. And since then, I've done that little ritual over the last 20 or 30 years. And it's a huge love of mine every morning without thought, without even thinking about it. For over 20 or 30 years, I get out of my bed and I'm already bouncing and jumping on my trampoline. For 20 years, and you know, it's amazing how you do things and it's habit and it's ritual, and then you keep doing them and you love doing it because it makes you feel good. So whether it's knitting or singing or fixing things or whatever you listed on your love frames, you're picking one and you're doing it for the first 10 minutes. It's pretty simple, right? The things we avoid get thrown under the rug. All right, but here we're taking action on you, right? You are worth it, right? You are worth the work. So it's been my process for over a decade in my Cliff Divers Edge Academy to take people from their false sense of belief that they have no time to sing or to play the piano or to cook or to fix a classic car. Or looking back and saying it's been months since making love and enjoying sex. I can't remember the last time I allowed myself to dance or take lessons or photograph nature. So we're getting from confused to flying high with purpose and mission in this first 10 minutes of your bright early morning. And it starts with Insta Iki, waking up, eyes open, immediately picking one and only one of those love joys and enjoying and committing to it fully for 10 minutes. Few things will shift and develop. So let's share with you some of the things that's going to shift. Number one, you're going to start the day with your love. Not going to be pushed off, thrown off, and saying I got no time because I worked, 12 hours, right? So it's a unique way of being a gift to the world and supporting yourself and focusing on you, right? Now reflect on this for a minute. 9 billion people and 1% do what they love. You actually started the day with your heart and what you love. You didn't rush off to work. You didn't check your phone, your emails, and things like that. You weren't sidetracked by your spouse, your kids, the TV, your cell phone, your dog has to go out, and you have to do the pets and other millions of distractions that usually happen every morning. You paddled your oars, and the river of life didn't take you down somewhere Isle or the Grand Falls. You are living the 1%. Your mind acknowledges accomplishments and amazing love, and your heart congratulates you for your entire day and day. Isn't it amazing when we do our true Insta Iki or Ikigai that early in the morning at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. for that 10 minutes, how that lightens up your day and you look at back at your lunch hour and say, wow, I am happier, right? 3 years from now, 5 years from now, you're saying, wow, instead of putting myself last and saying, I never have time, to now throwing it in the beginning of the day for that first 10 minutes and saying, wow, this is amazing. All right, my heart is joyed. I'm more happier. Right, I'm more or less stressed. So if you're going to a job that you hate and you don't like, but it's long hours, and you're going there because you're trying to figure your life out, doing this 10-minute will brighten your day throughout the whole 8 or 10 hours of your shift. It's amazing. Number three, most often we neglect ourselves. So now you're taking care of yourself. Uh, and and first you radiate from the inside out, which is amazing. Number four, and the best of all, you attract more in your life. If you do what you love and it's your number one priority, the first 10 minutes of your Insta Iki, you focus on what it brings happiness, and your whole world inside out starts attracting the same abundance. Day after day, year after year, right? We're doing a thing you love for that 10 minutes, bright and early in the day. My ice bath is usually around 38 to 42 degrees. And I don't think about it, or I don't consciously unthink myself out of it. I just jump in, and yes, it's sharp as needles when I jump in and stabbing, and I do my breath work, but it's healthy, and longevity benefits outweighs the pain of the ice or the temporary discomfort. And day after day, year after year, I love it, right? It's just habits and health and energy. So I know what you're going to be thinking now. How do I like sing or play or cook or dance at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. before work or the kids? So I'm glad you asked. If you like playing the piano, there are piano apps on your phone that you use. I used it for my vocal training when I'm on the road and right there. So a piano phone app is perfect. Cooking, even doing this. So you can't cook in 10 minutes. Well, you probably can as far as your microwave, but cooking that early in the morning. So you wake up and you're thinking, okay, I love to cook in the kitchen. So making a bowl of flour or laying out all the ingredients for when you come home from work is perfect for your 10 minutes. You do what you like. You're making your ingredients. You're saying, oh, I'm going to add this. This is going to taste so good. So you're putting all your ingredients on the kitchen counter for when you get home, right? So that's some ideas for cooking. Um, there's YouTube. There's YouTube things too for 5-minute meals. A lot of people say, well, I can't get to the gym that early, or fitness. One of my neighbors years ago used to run around his yard. And so I know I get like that too. So if you get up, maybe one of your passions is running and fitness. So just getting up and throwing on some clothes really quick, and you're running around the house 5 times or 10 times. And you're like, okay, bam, now you're off to work, right? So little things, creative things, find ways to make things happen and get rid of the excuses. To make Insta Iki the best it can be at night before you go to bed, prop up your cardboard love poster and focus on the one thing that you will do as soon as your eyes awake in the morning. Now, your mind and subconscious will focus on the tasks that you will be more focused than if you just wake up and try to pick where you might be confused or scattered, and then you skip over it. Right? So picking one love before you go to sleep and committing it to it for 10 minutes, uninterrupted, concentrated, and watch how your Insta Iki starts blossoming and expanding in your life. I have a whole video on my favorite ways to bring out the inner you to radiate and shine throughout your truest meaning of life. So check that out in that video. If you want to start living your dream instead of worrying, contemplating, or working somewhere you hate that brings you down and you feel miserable, I have a whole course on the step-by-step process inside my metamorphosis from blurred to crystal clear Cliff Diver's Edge Academy. So I'll link that in the links below. Okay. Leave a comment below. I love hearing from each and every one of you. So if you found this video useful and helpful in any way, share your thoughts, your comments down below. I'd love to hear all your passions and your things that you wrote out. I love frames and how you rank them from 1 to 7. Keep commenting in the community for how you're doing every day on your first 10 minutes of your instant Iki. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next Cliff Diver's Edge video.